Anti-Society, welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet, and today we are checking out episode 243 of Bleach. And the last episode we had Ikaku going up against his Zanpakuto again in the only way that he knows, which is to just like get up and keep attacking it, which seemed to have worked out okay. That seems to have been an okay tactic for him to use to get his Zanpakuto's attention. I guess it takes two parts of like the same Soul Reaper soul to kind of like get that that's a good technique, I suppose, but hey, whatever works for him. Then we had Meiyuri's Zanpakuto showing up at the end, which terrifies me for obvious reasons. Anything that has to do with Meiyuri puts me on edge in general, but his Zanpakuto specifically, like his Zanpakuto is terrifying when he controls it, even more so when it's like doing its own thing. Like I have no idea what to expect. Everyone else who saw that his Zanpakuto was there seemed a little bit off kilter by it. We also haven't seen Meiyuri in a little while, which makes me wonder what he's been doing, what he's discovering, if he's gonna show up now because his Zanpakuto is there, or if he's just gonna like sit back and see what happens for the sake of experimentation. I don't know. Whoever knows what he's gonna do. So I'm a little bit nervous about what we're gonna be doing in this episode, but it's probably fine. It's probably fine. So let's get into this episode and I guess see maybe where Meiyuri's story is going. We might focus on one of the other Soul Reapers. There's just gonna be that part of my brain that's like waiting for his Zanpakuto to strike. In 3, 2, 1, go. I guess we still have Byakuya hanging out somewhere too. After he left. Oh. Do we have our own opener now? Interesting. I wasn't ready for there to be an opener just for this arc. Why do I feel like I recognize the singer's voice? I don't recognize the song, but... Did I already miss the credits where they told me who it was? I hope not. Oh! Okay, you know, I know this band. That's why. Okay. So I did recognize the vocal. That happens a lot with this show. I feel like every time there's a new opener for Bleach, I'm like, oh, I either know this band, I recognize the song, or like recognize the sound of it or something. All right, he was trying to leave, but he was thwarted. Because Renji was like, I think we all deserve an explanation about what the heck is going on. Where is the man, the myth, the legend? He just hasn't been in this arc. I've been told that there's like some things that are going to be like retconned, basically, from this arc later on. And I think some of it was, someone told me has to do with Kenpachi. Which makes sense because his relationship with the Zanpakuto is different. That'd be my reaction too, honestly. What do you mean, how can you tell? Look at it. Probably feels a certain way too. Like there's probably they talked about how they can kind of like sense the spiritual pressure of certain soul reapers through their zanpakuto, so yeah, it breathes poison. I feel like we're just angering it. Have they stopped bickering enough to actually get anything done? I always get worried when it starts raining in this show. Like, my whole body tenses up. Okay, so it's like a controlled area of rain as opposed to like a general rain. You're just like playing word games at this point. We got all that from some hellfire. Ooh, I feel like it would be terrifying to go up against an opponent that much bigger than you. Got rid of the rain though. Oh, I was gonna say, where's her Sanpakuto? I feel like it makes sense that her like manifestation of her Zanpakuto is like small, but it's weird that like the little voice coming out. I thought we were coming up with fashion ideas together. I feel like the relationship between like Yumichika and his Zabuto is really interesting too, but that's partly because there's like mystery around it. And again, I don't know how much of this will be like retconned later. We actually learn more about his Zabuto properly. Don't get distracted. Oof, the panic in his eyes. Ugh, I don't like that change in facial expression. Or the scream. Let's see, I was waiting for that one. Yeah, I feel like we're just angering it by like dropping a building on it. You know? Ooh, jeez. I don't like that it just spawned in front of her. How we doing? I feel like if he knows there's an attack going on, though, he's not gonna stay still for very long. Yeah, you can still fight, though. Got Momo coming through. It was a cute entrance. Yes, be terrified of the weird moth thing. I always feel so bad for like Ichigo being able to sense where everyone is because I know like all the other Soul Reapers can do that too, but like for Ichigo, he has the mentality of like save everyone, that him being able to sense that other people are getting hurt must throw him off so much. Like he has to like refocus himself probably so much during fights because he gets distracted by the fact that people are getting hurt around him. That's a bit of an evil look. I don't know if he's bluffing or not though. He said before he was like, "Wow, you're pretty quick." I mean, if he does have his Shikai back, then it would make sense if he was faster. It's that doubt, right? Ooh, nice. I feel like it's like making sure that there's that doubt there, and if there's doubt, then they're going to behave in ways that they probably wouldn't before because they don't have the same confidence, right? Not so confident now, huh? See, that's what I said. I'm like, the moment you start to doubt, it's the moment you start to like hesitate and make decisions that you maybe wouldn't have before. Uh-oh. Bit of a sinister energy. Oh, the weights are interesting for his Sanpakuto though. There's like the ankle weight and then like ball and chain. Ooh, good transition. Every once in a while, the budget kicks into this filler arc, and I'm like, ooh. I'm sensing some desperate energy from Ichigo. Oh, hey! Look who showed up! I was saying, where's the man, the myth, the legend? He's probably mad that everybody's having a fight without him. He's like, y'all had multiple fights against a formidable enemy without me? How dare you? Still know where Yamamoto is, though. Got distracted by the music. I'm still okay. My guess is still there's something that's going on with Yamamoto, Byakuya, and I feel like Kenpachi also maybe has an idea what the plan is. Whether or not he will stick to the plan is up to debate. Um, but I feel like he knows something because he wasn't like in like Soul Society when everything went down. The drawing though. I feel like it's gonna help Ikagu and Yumichika though, that now that Kenpachi is here. They're gonna like come and swing it again. Yeah, what are these two been doing? Whole place under siege? Where have you two been? No, there's some things going on. I know that like there was a couple of parts there where they were like who was winning, right? Kind of the matter of perspective of some of the fights the Senpakuto were winning out, some of them the Soul Reapers were doing a little bit better, but I feel like they're kind of at a standstill. Like now that the shock of what's happening is gone, like before with the first confrontation between Soul Reapers and Senpakuto, it was like the Soul Reapers were trying to keep up with what was going on, like they were trying to figure out what was going on and changing their fighting style, and they were being just kind of reactive as opposed to actually being strategic. And now that they have more information, it's more like deadlocked between the two sides because they're able to hold their own a little bit, which is like, again, adding that doubt like Kira was talking about. As soon as they have that doubt in the fights, they start to lose because they start to believe that they can, right? And it was kind of stuck in this kind of stalemate with the two sides. But then we have Kenpachi showing up, and I, one, love that he showed up cackling and full of murderous intent. And two, I think he's gonna be a real force to be reckoned with, because not only does he have the mentality of like, I don't need my Senpakuto to fight, I just want to fight, and he'll use like literally anything to make that work. Not only has he been holding himself back a lot because he wants to have a good fight, so when he comes up against someone who's a bit stronger than he's used to, that just makes him even more excited to fight. But more and more of that, he doesn't rely on his Senpakuto anyway, like the spirit, the like essence of his Senpakuto, he ignores it. So it doesn't really matter if he just has like this empty shell of a sword with him, because he doesn't pay attention to his Senpakuto anyway, because he's like, I want to hold myself back and not be super strong because I want to have a good fight, and it won't be fun if it's over in like half a second because I'm so powerful. So I think out of all of the Soul Reapers, he'll be able to adjust so quickly. Like if anyone could get used to fighting without their Senpakuto by their side, it would be Kenpachi. He would just throw that sword away and just fight with whatever else he had, because he'd be like, okay, we're doing something else. Sounds fun. Like, whereas the other Soul Reapers, like I said, they needed time to adjust and figure out other ways to fight, because they all rely a lot more on not only their Senpakuto as like a weapon, but the connection between them and their Senpakuto and the abilities that their Senpakuto has. Whereas like Kenpachi's just there to like brawl, you know? So I think he will do very, very well in this fight. My only question is whether or not he's just here to fight, or if there's something else going on, because he was gone for like a reason, I'm assuming. So whatever he was working on, I wonder if that's tied into all of this, if he has had connection with Yamamoto or someone to like figure out what's going on back here in Soul Society, if there's some kind of plan, whether or not he will stick to that. But you know, I'm wondering about some of the things that are maybe getting worked on in the background as they try to kind of regain control of the situation. But I'm just excited that he's here. I'm excited that he's gonna show up, and he's definitely gonna shake things up like he usually does. We love getting to see him, even though he still scares me, he still unsettles me, but in a like, I'm glad he's on our side kind of way. Whereas like Miyuri, I never really know. I'm like, I really don't know what he's gonna do. Whereas like Kenpachi, I'm like, he's gonna fight whoever he thinks will be fun to fight. He's predictable in that way. So I'm a little bit less unsettled by him than like Miyuri, where I'm like, I really don't know what will happen. I'm just worried for everyone's safety. Especially with his Senpakuto showing up like kind of off leash and breathing poison and having all of the like blades and stuff to paralyze people. It's scary, it's unsettling, but I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me. You can click this playlist to go see my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so you don't miss next time I post a Bleach reaction, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!